Okay, thanks, Andrew, for the greatest presentation. Okay, I need to clarify some sort of things. I know it's been a while, it's been a minute. Last time I actually posted my recap was from 2 previous weeks. I mean, the previous week we didn't have any recap, but let me try to explain some sort of pairs here that I can add. So actually, the way we manipulated liquidity on the EURUSD price, actually, the market actually performed a shift on the 1 hour time frame, which is this one. And the market left us with this formation, with this outside formation. But if you look at this formation clearly, a lot of people know that this formation, the market has very lowest probability of coming to this liquidity pools here because of what is being seen on this area. But also, we had this formation also, which is where I first took my first entry from this formation on 1 hour time frame. So now, if I maybe try to trim this price, just try to trim the price in order for the clear data. Cut it somewhere. Yeah. Let's cut it somewhere. Yeah. Somewhere here. Okay. So after the market left us with these formations, we're going to refine them on 15 minutes time frame. And actually, if you observe clearly here, I came and put my entry on this key level right here. A lot of people know why. I won't explain in deep, I won't explain the details, I won't explain the specifics, but this was the entry point, and your risk was almost how many pips? 10.4 pips. So if I come to the 1 hour time frame to observe what the market is actually trying to do before it came to this area, as you can see, the market already performed another shift on this area, performed another shift in this area, and the market left us with this formation. So now this will be your target because we don't know amount of liquidity that's available in this area so that it can actually take the price above these swings highs and swing lows. So now the market later on came. The market later on came. This is just a pure bullish. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't take credit on any of our decisions. So the market activated the entry. If you remember, the market almost went down to these areas. Then the market now came and activated an entry for the buy because the market had already performed a shift on this area. And the entry was taken from the 5 minutes time frame. There was some liquidity engineering on this level here. So we took a buy on this area. And the risk was almost 5 pips. So you could have taken your almost 224 pips here. Then after, you're going to take your bullish trade on this area right here. And your risk was almost 7.4 pips. But if you observe clearly, as I told you before, on this zone here from the 1 hour time frame, that on this zone, the market has lowest probability of coming here because of some liquidity consumptions. I won't explain it. I won't explain the specifics, but what we actually do on this area, we're going to find the liquidity flip from the 15 minutes time frame, which is located on this area right here. And our risk, it is on this candle that tried to liquidate the overthrow. So here my risk now is almost how many pips? Almost 5.8 pips. So this buying to this bullish trade here, you're going to take your profits on this 163 pips. Then after, you're going to take another sell. You're going to take another sell on this liquidity flip right here, and your risk is almost approximately 6 pips. Then now you're going to take your trades on that area. Then after, you're going to hold your trades. So now, just play the price, just switch to one so that we can actually try to this simulation. As you can see, the market later on went to the zone, took the entry from the selling positions, and after the market started to go down now. So if you observe clearly, let us go to almost, the market went almost, I remember it was 300 pips, if not 280. Yeah. On 4 hours time from now, later on, after the market came and the market performed a shift, because the actually the profits were taken from this zone right here. A lot of people know why, but some of the students also took entries on this area, on this liquidity pools here. But after taking those entries, we are waiting for the price for the next move for the price. If you observe clearly here, we had a shift on the 4 hours time frame. We had the shift from the 4 hours time frame, and also we are having this as an inside formation. But these entries also were taken based on the confirmation from the first trouble areas from the FTA. A lot of people who know how to actually manipulate the FTAs, they know exactly how these trades were taken. But for the case of almost a normal liquidity, from this normal liquidity perspective, we had this zone here, and our shift was located on this area from the 4 hour time frame. So we are going to refine this, and here we are going to place our trades on liquidity generated from the 5 minutes time frame. 5 minutes time frame. So on 5 minutes time frame, we are going to take our liquidity engineering, and here we had this minor liquidity engineering nearest to the furthermost deviation, and my risk here was almost 4.8. This trade that I'm currently holding, it was activated on Friday. So now, after marking those, we're going to wait. Later on, the market came, activated the entry, as you can see here, and so far we are rushing to 89 from 84 pips with 9 pips. So this was one of the examples. Another example, let me try to explain about the USD Mexico. It was from the daily perspective. Okay, so now on daily time frame, we had this area of liquidity right here. We had this area of liquidity from the daily time frame. Let me try to cut here first. And let me remove all of these drawings right so that we can actually analyze the market on clear conditions. So we are having this as our area of liquidity from the daily time frame. So now clearly, if you come to the 1 hour time frame, find your liquidity engineerings. We are having this liquidity nearest to the liquidity inducement, but also you can see here how the market performed that activity. A lot of people know the purpose of market doing this. So we are going to take our liquidity engineering as our entry point. Actually, I took this trade. Remember, I held this trade nearest to my birthday, and here I think a lot of people know how to calculate risk based on pairs like USD Mexico and pairs like USD-ZAR. And pairs like USD-ZAR. Also, I know Andrew can do that because we actually talked about this a long time. So now we actually have to divide this by 20. For example, maybe I'm having this as my risk. As you can see here, we have almost 476 pips. For example, on this specific point, 17.01946 to 17.06715, we have 476 pips. So now we are going to divide this by 20 on all of these pairs. This actually happens on both USD Mexico and also USD-ZAR. So you are having maybe let's say 400 pips. If you have divided by 20 now, actually these 400 are the points, not pips. So you have to divide it by 20. So here now we are having 20 as our pips, 20 as our percentage in profits compared to those normal pairs. So this is how to calculate or how to convert these pairs on getting maybe the clear risk calculation based on the normal pips. So the entry was taken on this area. I remember I took this trade on this area. But a lot of students know the behaviors of USD Mexico. A lot of students know the behavior of USD Mexico. So I held this trade almost until I remember it was 19th of July, and almost the market went almost 600, and here we have 6,781 points, but we have got to divide it. 6,781. We have to divide it by 20. Let me try to undo this first. We have to divide this by 20 so that we can get the actual pips. So here we have this one. If you divide it, we are almost 300 and how much? 340, no, 330 something pips over there, yeah. So that was the actual pips that the market actually went down before performing another transition from the daily time frame. So after I took this trade, the market later on came and performed a transition on this area, as you can see. But as long as you know how to read liquidity, as long as you know how to study liquidity, to spot the areas of liquidity, also to spot the liquidity consumption theories, you will actually know how to take advantage of this price. And if you remember before I was sick, the recent 2 weeks, I actually posted when I came back also, I actually posted the swing on this pair on this USD Mexico. And the entry from that swing was taken from the 15 minutes time frame. If the market is not done with some liquidities found on a specific area, the market later on has to come again in order for the market to grab that liquidity. So we are having a liquidity inducement on that area. Then after, we are going to wait for the price to come. But remember, on the daily time frame, we are having a transition on this area. The entry was activated actually, and the risk was almost how many pips? Let's try to calculate. We had this one, 354 points. In where now, if we take 354 points, dividing it by 20, we are having almost 12, no, almost 35 divided by 2. We are having some sort of 17 pips right there. But I usually put 15 pips as my risk always, because I know if the market stops me out by 15 pips, then actually I'm wrong on that specific trend. So now, after we are having this now, also we are having a shift from the 4 hours time frame. We are having a shift from the 4 hours time frame, which is located on this area right here. This is the current trade that I took, the bullish trade from the last week. Now I need to talk about it. So we are having this shift here, but also the market consumed this zone here, the whole liquidity also on this area right here. I won't explain them clearly, I won't explain them in details, but that was just a concept based on liquidity consumption. So we are having this as our zone, this as our inside formation, basically. So now, after I took this entry and found out that the market has already performed the FTA, a lot of people understand when I talk about the FTAs on these conditions. They know what to do. They know how to look how to study the liquidity consumption. They know how to know in what time frame you have to consider the FTAs, whether it's weekly, whether it's daily. It depends on the conditions that the market has. But also, as you can see on daily time frame, we are having these situations right here. So it is actually better. So on 4 hours time frame, we are having shift, but also we are having liquidity flip on this area right here. So that is where I took my entry, because I always take only 15 pips. I always take only 15 pips as my risk. If you remember this post, the market actually went down. So after the market reached to this area now, I also went in. If you remember, I posted this entry too, and we were having a risk of almost 311 points, which is almost 15.5 pips when you calculate basically on the general concept of pips on normal pairs. So the market later on went down, almost activated the entry point. After the market started to rally. So now, basically now we are in an weekly area of liquidity, if you observe clearly at this point. So as you know now, the agglomeration, the second agglomeration, we know what to do when the market reaches to an area of liquidity. We have to observe what? We have to observe the shift from the 4 hours time frame. So we are currently waiting for the price to later on come. So recently the market is on this area now. We are just waiting for the confirmations, and after we're going to take advantage of the ongoing trend. And I don't know if you are with me right now. Okay, so now let us try to look some pairs. Okay, the last pair, maybe let us try to discuss gold. Gold had a very, very clear trend these past few weeks. Gold had a very awesome trade. Gold had a very, very perfect trend. So we're still having this area of liquidity from the monthly time frame from the gold. We are having this area of liquidity from the monthly time frame. So now if I come to the daily time frame, as you know now, from the second agglomeration, the market is now for the second time inside the monthly area of liquidity. So we were to wait for the shift so that we can actually come and take the entry point. But now, if you observe clearly, before that happens, I'm talking about the previous week, the trade that I took from the buying perspective on the gold. If you observe clearly on this area, we are having this as our daily area of liquidity before the shift happens. But you know now that this is our shift point. The market has to close above this area so that we can know now that the market is actually reversing. So we are having this as our area of liquidity. So we know now the liquidation process starts from the 1 hour time frame. So if we come to the 1 hour time frame now, so far there is no any shift. If I play the price, the market later on came and performed a shift on this area right here. We had a shift on this area. We didn't have any inside formations, but the market provided us with an outside formation after the price came to close above this area. So we are having this as our zone. We are having this as our zone. So now, after marking this from the 1 hour time frame, if you observe clearly here, I'm having a liquidity flip on the 1 hour time frame. This is the place where I took my entry. But on a 15 minutes time frame also, I was having a zone right here. So I took the entries based on this zone. As you know, this zone we have almost here, we had a risk of almost how many pips? We had a risk of only 7.3 pips. So the first trade from the gold was taken this year. So this trade now is the trade that actually comes and takes me to this daily area of liquidity, almost 281 pips. Daily area of liquidity. So now let us wait. Market later on rallied, reached to the area of daily liquidity, as you can see here. So now here is where we're going to take your, as you can see here, the market didn't perform any shift from the 1 hour time frame so far. Okay, the price, also the price, we had a zone also from the daily time frame, an area of liquidity. It was from 4 hours time frame, the minor area of liquidity, which we also took after the market completes its liquidation process from the 1 hour time frame. So we had a shift here on the 4 hours time frame. Also, we have this zone right here, which is where I took the trade. I won't explain how I took this trade, but the trade was taken exactly at the exact point. If you remember, it was a 0 drawdown entry. And here the risk was only 3 pips. Only 3 pips was the risk on this trade. Only 3 pips. Yep, only 3 pips. But you can actually perform some things like breaching so that you can protect your stop losses or protect your entries by doing a breaching. Breaching actually is a process of adding on some specific pips with respect to the spread that the broker has to offer, so that you can actually be safe when the market activates the entry point. So now the market rallied. So this liquidation happening from the first time from the 1 hour time frame, it is where now the market performed and continued to complete this formation from the daily area of liquidity. And Andrew actually tried to explain the entry that he took from this area right here. So the market was actually trying to perform. So the market reaching on this area tried to reject to this area, to this daily zone, and the market started to go down again. So the market actually activated the entry point from the, as Andrew explained on his explanations on how he took the trades based on what he found on this area right here, on this zone right here. The market later on came and then again performed the shift from the 1 hour time frame. Then after the market later on came and took the entry point, as you can see there. Then after the market started to rally and actually took his profit on this. So now we are actually currently waiting for now the price to do what it can do. we actually trade based on the reactions the market has to offer. You don't actually come and try to predict on trying to hope for the market to come at the specific point. We just have to wait for the price to do its thing. So that was all about these two entries. I know I hope you actually understood something on these specific entries. Yeah. So have a good one.